people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to talk about the books that I'm reading this Pride month. But before we get on with that video, I'd just like to say that I make book related videos on this channel and occasionally a few travel related and a few movie related videos as well. So if you like what you see and you would like to keep up with my content, then please do hit subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you can stay updated as and when I post new videos. As we all know, June is Pride month and we celebrate it every year. And since I hold Drama Queenathon every month or every other month, I thought why not host a readathon for June in which we can read books by LGBTQIA plus authors. So I announced the Pride edition of Drama Queenathon on Instagram, and I have a hashtag called #ReadAndLoveWithPride, which I will be mentioning in the description, in the title, as well as in the hashtags obviously. My readathons are pretty simple because I don't want to pressure people into reading anything. You select a set of books and you try to get through them as much as possible. So the rules are almost non-existent. I mean, they're there, but they're almost like it's giving you just free reign. So the rules to the Pride edition of Drama Queenathon are pretty simple. Choose any number of books which have LGBTQIA plus characters. Read at least one book. That's all. That is the simplest readathon that I could come up with, and that's been going on from June 1st obviously. It goes on from June 1st to June 30th. I also have another announcement coming soon for Read and Love with Pride. Not Drama Queenathon per se, but Read and Love with Pride. So keep an eye out for that particular announcement, which will go up here as well as on Instagram. Now that I've explained what Drama Queenathon and the Pride edition of Drama Queenathon is all about, let me get to what I have read so far and what I plan to read next. So as you all know, I hosted a backlist Drama Queenathon in May in which we read books that were already on our shelves, and we were not supposed to read books that were published in 2020. So what happened was, at the end of April, I was reading A Paragon by Colum McCann, and since May started, I thought I can't be reading this book because it was published in 2020. So I put that on hold and I started reading Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo in May. And at the end of May, I started reading Milk Teeth by Amrita Mahale. And when May ended, I was in the middle of Milk Teeth. So what happened was, when we came into June, I had two books that I was in the middle of, so I had to finish those because I do not like to keep my books half read. So I first finished A Paragon by Colum McCann. I did not like it much. It's about two fathers who lost their daughters and who connect in Israel and Palestinian. One is Israeli, one is Palestinian, and what they go through is the entire story. I did not like the format of the book. The whole review is up on my Instagram page if you'd like to go and check that out. I will leave the link in the description box below. And then I finished reading Milk Teeth. There's going to be a spoiler after this, so I'll leave a timestamp to which you can skip if you don't want to know what this is about. I finished Ira's section at the end of May, and only Karthik's section was left, and Karthik's whole section fit into my Read and Love with Pride readathon rules. I did like this book. I also liked how they've shown, Mumbai. You learn more about Mumbai and you learn more about what motivates the people of Mumbai. And then I finished reading Stories of Us. I have filmed a review of this book, and I'll link it here as well as in the description box. So yeah, I did enjoy this book, but I also thought it had a few problems. And then I read Why You Should Read Children's Books Even Though You Are So Old and Wise by Catherine Rundle. The day it came, I finished reading it. Like, it's a very short book. Look at the size of it. And it is like, look at the print. So it was easy to read, but it's also an important book because there's a lot of stuff about people being condescending towards children's books, when in fact children's books are the most important, and because they help shape children into adults, into well-meaning adults. I also have a Drama Queenathon book club going, for which we selected two books for June. One is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, and the other is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and I'm loving both of them. I'm reading it currently. I'm about 104 pages into Kafka on the Shore. and about 49%, I can't remember, 43-44% maybe, into Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. And I am absolutely loving both of them. Kafka on the Shore is about Kafka Tamura, who runs away from home, and this I think I've heard people talk about this and say that this is a book that talks about loneliness and how you deal with it and the like. And Alice Oseman's Radio Silence is about Frances Xavier, I think that's how her name is pronounced, and I am loving it. I am also reading 302 by Manak Dhar, which was a really bad idea to start reading at 2 in the night, because this is about Mumbai going black, a blackout in Mumbai at 3:02 in the morning. Like, that's a really bad idea for me to pick up this book because I get spooked easy. I'm sitting here in the room and there are sounds from everywhere, and at 2 in the AM, if there are sounds, the spookiness is not only in your head because of this, it's also outside. It's also external. One more book that I finished reading was The Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez, and I absolutely loved it. It's so cute, so sweet. I mean, I don't think I've read such a sweet love story in such a long time. No, maybe All Your Perfects was like that by Colleen Hoover, but this is something else. And I also finished reading Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, and that is one hell of a creepy domestic psychological thriller, and I was there for it. I hated Jack, the protagonist, but without him being like that, there would have been no story. So that was what I read so far in June and what I'm currently reading. And what I am planning to read in June, I have a bunch of books which I'm sure I'm not going to get through everything. I've started to consider a TBR pool rather than a set TBR because I know that I'm not going to get through all of them. So what I'm doing is I'm picking books off that pool. So let me talk about the LGBTQIA+ books that I will be reading in June. Radio Silence is already one book, and Milk Teeth just happened to be one which had parts of it. So there are 4 more books that I'm planning to read for Read and Love with Pride, and the first one is Funny Boy by Sean Selvadurai. This is about a boy's bittersweet passage to maturity and sexual awakening, set against escalating political tensions in Sri Lanka during the 7 years leading up to the 1983 riots. The next book I will be reading is Birthday by Meredith Russo. I don't know what this is about. I have really no idea. I did not even read the blurb when I bought this book. A friend on Bookstagram, he suggested this to me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go buy this. The next book I want to read is Less by Andrew Sean Greer. This is another book that I have no idea about, but I have heard a lot about this book being said that this is a very fun read. It will make you laugh, plus it will make you think, and that is one of the best combinations that I live for. The next book is Swimming in the Dark by Tomasz Jedrzejewski. I hope I pronounced that right. But yes, this was sent to me by Bloomsbury India, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to read it, but I'm hoping to read this and review it soon because I have the photo for this also ready for my Instagram. I'm that prepared. But I haven't been able to read this. What? But I haven't been able to read this. You're a writer, you're an author, you should know better. The next book is Unbecoming by Angela Radhakrishnan, and I will be coming up with a video review for it. It's about spirituality and the like. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm really excited to read it because I'm not a spiritual person, but I hope that whatever that book is going to offer me, I will be able to take it with open arms. There are also some other books that I want to read in addition to these. Obviously, it's all in the TBR pool. I will be picking off from here if you haven't seen my bookshelf already. The next book is The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I'm supposed to be buddy reading this with a Bookstagram friend, but I'm not sure if this will be happening because I have so much going on at the moment. But the point is, I've added this to so many TBRs since the last year that I think that it's better, I'd be better off actually picking this and reading this. The next book that I want to read is The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. And I bought this in 2018, I think, and I still haven't been able to read it, even though I've heard so many good things about it that I even put a bookmark in here, and I completely forgot to read this, and that is a really bad thing. The next book in my June TBR pool is Sing Unburied Sing by Jasmine Watt. So I think I should have read this last year, but I couldn't, so I hope that I will be able to pick this up this time, which I say about every book, but let's see. The next book on my TBR pool, which I will definitely be reading, I just want to finish my current reads and then go on to picking this book so that I can pay full attention to it. The book I'm talking about is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renee Edo Lodge. And in the current situation, this is something that everybody must understand. Why it's so tiring, it's so draining for everyone other than white people to be talking about race to white people. And the last book on this TBR pool is Watchmen by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, if I'm not mistaken. It's a big ass book, so I'm not really holding it up right now. Yeah, it's a graphic novel and it's one of the most lauded, one of the most loved graphic novels out there. So I thought June would be a good time to read it. So that's what I'm doing this June, what I've read, what I'm currently reading, what I plan to read. And this is not a kind of a TBR video. I'm just sharing this with you because I'm just coming back to BookTube. I'm just coming back to BookTube from my break, and I want to, you know, be able to interact more about what I'm doing. So what did you think of this video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Which of these books have you read? Which ones do you plan to read? What are you doing this June? Which books are you reading this Pride month? Are you reading any books for Pride month? What black authors are you reading this month, or do you plan to read, which are on your TBR? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please like it and share it to spread the word. And if you like my content and would like to see more from me, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified as and when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.